evil in human nature.
She wouldn't even from a flower.
Just like I would tell you, if you're going to do something, do it well. And leave something witchy. Leave a sign to let the world know that you were there.
Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm sitting this down. Okay.
I choked. Okay. I'm good.
Please don't die.
Okay, I'm good. Welcome to Undercover Comment.
Welcome to Undercover Comment. I feel like our intros just I can talk. I'm sorry, I've had a long day.
I was just choking, so we can't talk today. We're not drunk. We're not drinking. This is not like last time.
Which I feel like we were doing so much better when we were drinking.
Maybe we should like take up drinking to do this.
More than yeah, we should.
Maybe.
We should just like be drunk all day.
No, that is alcoholism.
I won't lie to you and say I haven't thought about it.
I believe you.
Listen, all of you out there working in retail, you know what that's like.
I believe you.
Sometimes you think about going to work drunk.
I can believe that because like even I work at home and I hate people. So I can't imagine like being with them. Like ew.
Yeah.
So, welcome. I'm Paula.
I am Ale.
And today I think we're just jumping into it because because we don't have any shout outs or anything. The only thing I wanted to say is that me, Paula, I am a graphic and web designer, and my website, renixdesign.com, RENYX, is opening on the 20th. So you can check that out. Tell your friends.
Mm-hmm. Tell all your friends.
If
you don't, I'm going to send out my goon and make you tell them. Make you tell them. I don't know.
Anything? Oh, you wanted to tell a story.
Yes, instant karma.
Okay, go ahead.
Also, I've had a very moody day. I'm just in a moody mood.
Moody mood.
I'm in a moody mood.
Moody mood. I love it. Moody mood.
Yes. So I was walking. Mind you, it's the middle of winter here. Okay. Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. What is happening?
Lady. Okay, so you're a moody. Okay.
So I was walking. I'm walking down the street to go get a nice tea, bubble tea, because I've had a long day. I've had a very stressful, exhausting day. I had to stay an extra hour at work, so I was like, I fucking deserve this. I need my bubble tea. So I'm walking down the street, and it has been snowing and raining a lot. Like it has been snowing, so it snows, and then it starts raining, and then it gets really cold, and then it gets really warm, and then everything melts, and then it gets cold again, and everything. So technically, what I'm trying to say, the floor is ice.
Basically.
And I am the queen of the falls, so I fall all the time. And so I'm trying to walk down the street to the bubble tea shop. And I have my headphones on because I need some music right now. Right there and then I needed some music. Mm-hmm. And I'm listening to Halsey because that's what I listen to when I am moody. When I'm in a mood.
When you're in a moody.
When I'm in a moody mood. And so I'm walking and I hear this person behind me huffing. So I don't have the thing all the way up. Okay. I'm walking slow because I'm literally like, I'm slipping. Like I'm literally slipping through the ice. There's like, where I was, it was like very short periods that I could walk on the proper sidewalk. Everything else was ice or snow or slush. So it was like, I was fucking slipping. And this person behind me is like, and it was loud for me to hear it. So I take out my headphone and he says something to me and I had to take out my other headphone. I'm like, bitch, do not interrupt me when I'm listening to Halsey because I'm moody.
Wow.
And this guy's behind me, and he's like, would you mind moving? He literally said that to me. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, well, I need to go by. And I was like, there is nicer ways to say this. So I move aside, I literally stand on my place in the ice. I'm sleeping, but I stood aside. I moved aside for His Majesty. So he keeps walking. I'm like, don't fuck with me. So I move aside and I'm like, okay, just let it go. You're gonna go get your bubble tea. You're gonna put your headphones back on. You're gonna listen to Halsey. And he's just gonna continue with this bitter ass butt. And so, sorry, I need to sip. And so, he's walking in front of me, and right before, which was kind of a warning for me, so thank God he went first, there was a big patch of just ice. It was a lot. And like, if you were to fall, you had nothing to grip on. It was just ice. Okay. Like left, right, and center, it was just ice on the sidewalk. So he goes, and he tried to walk super fast. I think he was trying to make the green light in the corner to like cross the street.
Oh, okay.
This bitch trips. He didn't fall all the way because he like tried to like play it cool. But oh my God, it was actually really slippery. But it was so funny, and that was fucking instant karma. But he could have waited for me because the streets are dangerous right now. So fucking instant karma. He almost tripped. He looked like a fucking fool. And what happened is that I still made it right next. I still had to wait for the green light to change. So the entire time that I went carefully and I did not slip, and I was walking at my own pace, I still made it right next to him. And then you know what I did? This bitch right here, literally, because he was like waiting, like not right in the corner. He was like a little bit before that. I think he was embarrassed that he kind of tripped. He should have been, because it was fucking funny. And and I literally just look at him. I looked at like to my right, and I look at him. I'm really short, so he was taller than me. I look at him, and I literally slip, and I stand right in front of him, and I just stand there.
I love it. I love it.
And then I got my bubble tea, and now I'm in a better mood.
By the way, Ale is really short.
I'm really short.
I have that picture of both of us, and I'm like hugging you, and your head is like on my chest.
Yes.
Well, all of you are short. Like all my friends are short.
You, yes.
Everybody's short. Compared to me.
Compared to you. So yeah, that was my instant karma story, and I don't hope he fell, but I hope he really felt embarrassed for doing that. Because he could have fucking waited for me, and then he wouldn't have tripped. Maybe I would have tripped, but then he warned me that there was ice there, so.
I love it.
Yep.
I love that you do that. Because I would have been, like, crying in the background. I would have been like, I'm sorry, sir.
I am so sorry. I didn't mean to. What was I?
You know it's true.
It's true. And then I called out Uber, but I sent you guys that. Okay, my driver was literally down the road. All he had to do was, where he was standing, all he had to do was turn left, which you can. You can turn left on that street. Sometimes, okay, maybe he had to go around because there wasn't a left turn allowed there, but there is a left turn allowed there. He went all the way up the street. He was 2 minutes away, and for some reason, I had to wait an extra 6 minutes, which I know it sounds like super, like, first world problems, but I am paying $7.
No, I get it.
I'm paying $7 to get home, bitch. Please learn how to fucking read a GPS. And then I got in the Uber and I was like, you took a long turn there. And he's like, what? I was like, well, you went all the way up the street. I was not in a mood. I was just in such a moody mood until I got home.
Man, I'm scared to get like in a fight with you now or something.
No.
Man, I should just say, like, you do you. If you want to talk, the whole podcast, you go. I'm just gonna sit here.
You go. No, but then I got home and I started talking to Paula, and I feel better now, so.
Oh, you're such a liar.
No, I do, actually. I wanted to get home.
So I'm talking to Ale, and I'm talking about like this creepy YouTube thing that happened. And I'm, because we're on Skype, right? So I'm looking at her, and I say, and I'm putting like all the drama into it, and I say, this girl's closet opens, and Ale's eyes like pop wide open, and she runs out the room, and she leaves me with my mouth open, and I'm like, what? Wow.
I left I was boiling water on my stove. And I left it there for like 20 minutes. And so right when she said that, I started smelling like burn, like something was burning.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so the closet opens? Then I remember, so I didn't say anything. I just ran out of my room.
She just like ran. And like her eyes like went really big and just ran. And I'm sitting there like putting all the drama into the story, and it was completely ruined.
Sorry. It was creepy though.
It was.
It was so creepy. Okay.
Maybe one day we'll do a story on it.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so today we're gonna do a subject that it was requested, but it was a little short, so we're gonna do two.
Yes.
And it's about cursed objects, or cursed things, or cursed places, whatever. Because yours is a thing, right? It's an object.
Mine is a thing, yeah.
Oh, so it's fine. Okay, so cursed objects.
Thing-ish, yeah, it is.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. I am listening.
This is the curse of Atuk. And
requested by... You don't remember?
Requested by...
Toys Were Us.
Toys Were Us. Okay, Toys Were Us.
Toys Were Us.
Toys Were Us. I was trying to remember if it was them or People Keep Dying. Because I know that they requested something too, I think.
Yeah, but that's...
Yeah.
Separate.
Yeah. So yeah, this was by Toys Were Us. So this is the curse. It's a cursed manuscript, technically. Like it's a movie script that is cursed. That is said to be cursed. And we're gonna get into some of the theories that I have, that I think. But there's only just one theory, because I try to look for other things like aliens or like, a ghost. But no, there's just one theory.
I love your face and a ghost.
Yeah, a ghost.
A ghost.
Okay. So, the name of wait, give me a moment. I forgot to write down the actual name of the script of like the movie that it was supposed to be made.
Wasn't it The Legend of Atuk?
No.
Oh, was it? Okay.
No, it's not. So you're gonna have to help me with this word. The incomparable Atuk.
Incomparable?
Yeah.
Incomparable?
Uncomparable Atuk. The incomparable Atuk. So this movie is about... It's based on a book, and it's about an Eskimo, so that comes to New York. So let me see here. Okay. I'm gonna read this. So, where are you? Okay. Atuk is a native of Alaska who ends up in New York. In the film of the adaptation, Atuk was to be the son of an Inuit woman and a missionary who dreams of seeing the world outside of the Inuit territory of Alaska. So he ends up in New York, right?
Okay.
So it's supposed to be a comedy. And it's based on a book, which is funny because it kind of falls into a theory because they changed some things from the book to adapt it into a movie, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So the very first person that they got to read the script, it was John Belushi. So John Belushi is the guy from the Blues Brothers. That's what he's known mostly for. So he was really into it. They were gonna go into production, and he actually died of a drug overdose, like while the movie was in production. So then they put it down. This was in 1982. So this is after that. They waited a couple of years. In 1988, they gave they were in the talks with Sam Kinison. He was also a comic. What was he known for? Sam Kinison. So there were a lot of problems with him because he didn't like what how they adapted like the script. He didn't like it, so he wanted to change a lot of things. Like, he was very difficult to work on set. That the production company ended up dropping him out of the
okay.
Yeah, they dropped him out of the production. And I think on first day of production, what happened, it was that he locked himself into his so this is a story. He locked himself into his dressing room. And he was like, I am not coming out and I'm not working until you let me change, like, the movie. We can do the movie how I wanted to do it. Like, let me change the script to what I want.
Wow.
So, actually, that's when they dropped him. And he actually died after 2 years in a car crash after this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, 1994, they picked it up again. So, this is the third try at this movie. They were gonna do it if you get John Candy in it. So John Candy, I think, was in a lot of movies. The Great Outdoors. He was in Home Alone. He was in Uncle Buck. I think he was known for a lot of things. He was a 1990s comedian and actor. So they were already reading John Candy. Yeah, if you look at his face, like, you'll know right away who he is.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him. Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember? I remember him from The Great Outdoors and Home Alone, because he was the uncle, I think. The uncle? No. Who was he in The Great Outdoors? I mean, on Home Alone.
Anyway.
So while they were in production, he actually died of a heart attack. So he was reading the script when this happened. So they were already in production, and then he died. After this, again, they put it down for a couple of years. They picked it up again, 1997, and they wanted Chris Farley to play it this time. So they say, so Chris Farley was, let me see.
Chris Farley sounds really known to me.
No, he was, for sure. He was he was from Saturday Night Live, Wayne's World, Coneheads, which is what I remember him from the most, Beverly Hills Ninja. He was a comedian. He was in SNL.
Okay.
So he, sorry. Oh my god. I just went on a... Okay. So he died also during the production. Also, I believe either of a heart attack or something like that. Like, he died of some natural causes, I think. And it is rumored that he gave the script before passing away. He had passed on the script onto, what's his name? Hartman. Also a guy from SNL, Phil Hartman, I think his name was. It was just a rumor, but this guy, actually, about a year after they passed on the script to him, that it was rumored that they passed the script to him, his wife shot him while she was drunk, killed him, and then killed herself.
What?
Yeah. And there is others that is said to be, like, there are rumors, but there is others that they say that, there's rumor that they passed the script on to them and then they passed away, like other Hollywood actors, other less known people than, like, John Candy and all these people. Which it's just really creepy to think that every single person, because it could be just a huge, coincidence. Right? It could be a huge coincidence, but at the same time, it's like, how come every single person, like the same thing with, like, I think it was Rosemary's Baby, that something happened to every single person who was part of that movie.
Yeah.
Bad things.
And like Poltergeist and The Exorcist also.
Exactly. So they say, so there were rumors flying around that there is, there's a curse from medieval times, which says that the curse is based on that the The curse will inflict misery to anyone who stole an important document from its owner.
Okay.
Right? So, okay, let's go back to John Belushi. John Belushi passed away from an overdose. Like, it happens a lot in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wonder if that's when it started, because the screenplay, technically, that was moved from the book into a screenplay, was written specifically for him. Like,
okay.
They wrote it thinking of him, thinking of John Belushi doing the movie.
Okay.
He passes away, and then everybody else who came after him, it was just misery. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're saying, and which is, it's really, really funny that they mention that, because there is another book who is said, another manuscript, another screenplay or whatever, that 3 of these actors, I think it was John Belushi, okay, let me see. There's 3 of these people that passed away. They were also, they also read another manuscript that is said to be cursed as well.
Oh.
Here I have the... Eesh, 1 second. Okay, it's called... A Confederacy of Dunces, and it was a book that it's like a comedy, and it was written into a screenplay. And Chris Farley, John Candy, and John Belushi, the 3 of them were also considered for the role, and I think they read for the role, but nothing happened, like they didn't go into production or whatever. And that specific book is also said to be cursed, which is really weird. A Confederacy of Dunces. Confederacy.
Wait. Confederacy.
Confederacy. I am sorry. I am foreign. Of Dunces. So Dunces.
Oh. Okay. That's weird.
It is really creepy. Weird, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I know, right? I don't know. I think it's really creepy that the 3 of them also read for that, and it's also said to be, because I think that is also archived. So after the script, after the last person who was considered for, which was, it's said to be Phil, I think it's Phil Hartman.
Mm-hmm. Phil Hartman.
Yeah. Phil Hartman, who was also on SNL, is rumored to have passed on to him. Then he passed away, and then after that, which was in the 90s, I think, late 90s, they archived the manuscript, and it's just sitting there on a shelf catching dust because nobody wants to pick it up.
Oh my god. I wonder if it's gonna get picked up at some point.
Can you imagine? It would be crazy. Like, I'd be so worried about whoever they're considering for the role. But you know what? I think the curse, if there is a curse, like if there's a curse and then this is actually real, I think it came from before John Belushi. Because I was reading what the book is actually about, like the original book, and they changed a lot of things from like the original to the screenplay, from the original manuscript or whatever book to the screenplay. They changed a lot of things of like who the guy was, like. And you don't mess with native culture.
Yeah.
Because they're very spiritual. They really believe in that. So here, let me read what the original book is about. So in the novel, Atuk is a Canadian Inuit poet from Baffin Island who gets transplanted to Toronto. However, in the purpose film screenplay, Atuk is a native of Alaska who ends up in New York City.
Wow.
So it is supposed to be kind of funny, but also I'm pretty sure they try to make it like into just like, you know, a comedy, and then who knows, maybe the person who wrote it like was like, if anybody is to do this, like don't fuck with it, just leave it as it is.
Maybe,
you know,
maybe they were gonna totally like
Okay.
Maybe they were gonna make like fun of those people, of those native people.
Exactly.
Oh, that's creepy. But very interesting.
It is very interesting because it makes you think. It's like, it's a 50% chance that it's actually cursed, that it's probably just, big coincidences. And they were all just, Hollywood, it's a dark place,
But that's like a really big coincidence.
I think it's a huge coincidence. I think I'm not that much to believe in like luck and stuff like that, but there's certain things when it comes to like witchcraft and all that, I do believe in it. And if anything, let's say the first two were coincidences, because Sam Kinison actually died after 2 years. Yeah. Right? But he was the one that was the most like adamant to changing the entire thing. However, he wanted it. And then he died after 2 years. So the other ones, you never know if you know the law of attraction. It's like they knew that there was some dark things connected to it, and then they just started thinking like negative things, and they're like, exactly, you attract the misery into your life. Like it could be something like that. Like the first two were coincidences, and the rest were like, oh no, like I kind of want to do it, but at the same time, you're kind of scared looking behind your back. And then it just hits you.
I don't know. I think it's a curse. Honestly, because if it comes to a point where people are afraid to touch the script.
Exactly. It's been 20 years since nobody has touched, like it's just been sitting there like in the archives.
Right.
Like for 20 years.
Something's wrong there.
Right?
Cool.
Plus, I don't think the Illuminati is a real thing. Please don't come for me. But I do believe there's some weird witchcraft shit happening in Hollywood for sure.
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think they invented it, the Illuminati, to make people think, no way, that cannot be real. It's not real, so people don't look into it.
Good point.
Mm-hmm. It's all about deceiving.
Like
smoke and mirrors.
When people were saying like, oh, there's no pedophile ring in Hollywood. And there's a huge pedophile ring in Hollywood.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it.
I know, right? It's so creepy.
Very fun.
Okay. Now, I'm excited to listen to yours.
Okay, I am going to talk about The Little Bastard, which is James Dean's car. Okay, let's go. On September 30th, 1955, James Dean was driving his Porsche 550 Spyder on the way to car races in Salinas, California. At approximately 5:15 p.m., while traveling at 85 miles per hour or 135 kilometers per hour, he crashed into another car head-on. Several witnesses say that they saw the Spyder smash into the ground 2 or 3 times in cartwheels and land in a gully beside the shoulder of the road. James Dean, the star of the movie Rebel Without a Cause, suffered a crushed left foot, broken neck, multiple fractures of the upper and lower jaw, both right and left arms broken, and massive internal and external injuries. Soon after, an unconscious and dying James Dean was placed into an ambulance. 24-year-old James Dean was later pronounced dead on arrival at 6:20 p.m., 30 miles or 48 kilometers at Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital.
He was 24?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I never knew. I thought he was older.
Same.
Wow.
Dean's co-pilot and mechanic was thrown from the car and only suffered a broken jaw and a serious hip and femur injury. The man driving the car that crashed into the Spyder was 23-year-old Donald Turnipseed, who was in a 1954 Tudor and only suffered a few scratches on his face and a broken nose.
So
that's how we're starting.
That's how we're starting. But wait, so then it was James Dean who got all the impact of the crash, because the other two were like,
they're okay.
I mean, they weren't fine, but they were almost okay.
Yeah, James Dean died.
Exactly.
James Dean's Porsche 550 Spyder was purchased on September 21st, 1955. And it was nicknamed Little Bastard because a stuntman and friend of James Dean named him Little Bastard. Mm-hmm. And James decided to name his car that way. James Dean had his Porsche customized with red leather bucket seats and red tail stripes. He also had Little Bastard painted on the car. Oh. After meeting British actor Alex Guinness outside a restaurant in Hollywood, James had him check out the Porsche. Guinness thought the car appeared, quote, sinister, and told Dean, quote, "If you get in that car, you will be found dead in it by this time next week." This encounter took place on September 23rd, 1955, exactly 7 days before James Dean's death.
What?
So creepy, right?
So, foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Okay, so there are a number of stories regarding the curse of the Little Bastard. Mm-hmm. So after the crash, George Barris, a mechanic, purchased the wrecked Porsche for $2,500, which is $23,500 in today's money, mm-hmm. with the intent of selling tickets for people to look at it, and transported the wrecked car back to a shop. Yeah, it's James Dean's car, right?
Yeah.
On the way, the car slipped off the trailer and broke the leg of the mechanic. Barris sold the engine and the drivetrain to Troy McHenry and William Escrid. Dr. William Escrid purchased the internal mechanical parts for other race cars. These parts were used in his and his friend Troy McHenry's personal race cars. During a friendly race, where they were just racing both of them, McHenry lost control of the car, hit a tree, and died instantly. Esrick himself was injured in the race when his car's wheels locked for no reason, flipped over as he was going into a turn. Now, they had mechanics check the car, and there's no reason why his wheels locked.
Oh my god.
Yeah. 2 tires from Little Bastard was left in George Barris's garage, untouched since James Dean's death. He sold the tires, and after the buyer installed them in his car, they both exploded on the road, causing the car to run off the road.
So anybody who had any parts of that car?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, that's right.
Wait, I'm gonna kill the dog. 1 second. George Barris kept several wrecked parts of Little Bastard in his garage when it caught the attention of thieves. One of the thieves' arms was torn open while trying to steal the steering wheel, while the other was injured trying to remove the blood-stained seat.
What the fuck?
After all the incidents with this car, Barris decided to hide the car. But the California Highway Patrol convinced him to have the car on display in a highway safety exhibit. The first exhibit was unsuccessful as the garage that housed the car caught on fire and burned to the ground. The car suffered little to no damage. The next exhibition at a high school ended abruptly when the car fell off its display and broke a nearby student's hip.
What the fuck? There's just so much bad luck around this thing.
Yeah. During the early 60s, Little Bastard was on display at a safety exhibit in Miami. Afterwards, the truck that was carrying the Little Bastard vanished without a trace on the way back to Los Angeles. Neither the truck, the driver, or Little Bastard has been seen since.
It was a plot. Somebody got rid of it because they knew there was something wrong with this.
So there's a theory that says that somebody knew that, like, it was probably George Barris, that he knew that something was going on, and he, like, paid somebody to have the car, to, like, steal the car and bury it or something, hide it.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a piece of the car, like a very little piece, in, like, a Volvo museum in the U.S. Now, if somebody says, like, oh, we have a Little Bastard here, it's a replica, and it's advised to, like, not touch it.
What?
Because it's cursed. Like, but even if it's a replica. But it could still have, like,
James Dean's
bad
ghost.
juju in it. No, but it's creepy.
It is so creepy.
It's so creepy. Like, I remember I was talking to my boyfriend because, you know, my boyfriend is a huge car fan and he's a mechanic.
Yeah.
And I was like, and he was like, oh, one of my dreams is to have a piece of the little bastard. And I'm like, you are insane.
But
like,
yeah.
I don't know about cars, but I know that if you have like a piece of the little bastard, something is gonna like happen to you.
Okay, I was just thinking, I'm like, you were just showing me pictures of like Charles Manson's dentures the other day. She's like, wouldn't it be cool to have this?
Okay, look. I am not purchasing. Okay, so I was looking at serial killer memorabilia, okay? And they have Charles Manson's dentures.
They do. It's gross. It's so gross.
And I remember Jan was like right next to me, and I'm like, oh my god, who would purchase this? And he's like, you. And I'm like, hey, I am not purchasing anything that a serial killer has had on their person, okay? That's so creepy.
That is so gross.
That's disgusting. Like, can you imagine having dentures, like, in a little glass box, like, on your desk? And people are like, oh, what's that? Oh, this is Charles Manson's,
I feel
dentures.
like that's something that, probably Zach Bagans will buy. But his is a haunted museum. Well, I guess he could. What?
Wait, doesn't Zach Bagans in his museum have Charles Manson's clothes?
Yeah, he has that, and he has Charles Manson's TV, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
So I was talking about this. I was talking about this with my mom.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, "Oh, I wouldn't have like a personal thing of theirs. I would have, you know, a belt." And I'm like, "That's not personal."
Same thing. Well, but that is true though. She makes sense because you're not like emotionally attached to a belt.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna have dentures, okay?
Yeah, I feel like you would be a little bit more emotionally attached to your teeth. Yes. Also, it's just fucking gross.
My mom is like, you should get the dentures, and then you could clone Charles Manson. And I'm like, I don't want to clone Charles Manson. I'm good. I don't want to clone him.
Oh no. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the car.
Yeah.
So I think this thing is cursed, definitely.
I agree.
To be honest, like, because okay, James Dean and his co-pilot, which was his friend, they were driving and they went head-on collision into a Ford. The car flipped and blah blah blah. James Dean was like, how we say in Chile, hecho pebre. Okay, he's like broken everywhere.
Yeah.
And the other guy that was right next to him, like, got a few broken bones, but he lived.
That's the thing that just, it just, my mind is just cannot understand how he was, which I understand he was at the wheel, but if, I don't know, it's just so weird.
It's head on.
Exactly.
Because, okay, so James Dean's foot got crushed between the brake and, what's it called? The other pedal. That's wheel? Not the accelerator. El embrague.
The gas.
No. The other one, the third one, the embrague.
How do you say that in English?
I don't know. I never had to use this word in English before. Okay, so it's not the gas, it's not the brake, it's the third one in a mechanical car. His foot was crushed between those two pedals.
The accelerator, okay.
When people got to him, because there were witnesses, when people got to him... Yeah, because
they were racing, right?
No, they were on a way to a race.
They were on a way to race. Okay.
When they crashed and everything, people got to him, and they say that he was, like, torn in between the car. Like, the whole car was, like, had him smashed in between. Like, you couldn't tell what was him and what was the car.
Wow.
The other guy just, like... flew out of the car.
Yeah, and
which
then
for some reason... Yeah, and for some reason, I'm feeling like that must be, like, even harder. But, oh my god, I don't know. Like Jan said, like my boyfriend told me, remember the safety regulations weren't as good in this time as they were, as they are now, right? But still, like the other guy in the Ford, he got a broken nose. The other guy had like a broken hip. This guy is like roadkill.
Technically, which is, I don't know, because a Porsche and the type of car, I've seen the type of car that it is, and it's pretty small. So if he got crashed, it's like the chances of you surviving a car crash on a sports car, because it technically
it's a sports car. Mm-hmm.
And think about it, a Ford, it's.
But this is a Porsche.
I mean, they're a trusted brand. But, you know. Anyways, I don't think it has anything to do with it, but I don't know. It's just, I don't think the crash itself had anything to do with anything sinister. I think it's what happened to the car after.
Yeah, okay, so that's the other thing I was going to say. Like, maybe, okay, he crashed, he died, blah, blah, blah. But then George Barris comes around, and he's like, okay, I'm going to purchase this wrecked Porsche for people to buy tickets to see. I think the intention is wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe where it started. And I didn't mention before because this was like the last one I told you. The one where the exhibition at the high school. Between that and the car's disappearance, people died because like they were transporting the car. There was a guy that was like transporting the car, right? And they had him on like this trailer that picks it up but vertically. And it slipped, and the car fell on him, and he was crushed, and he died.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So anybody who had any type of contact with the car, doing something with or to the car, died?
Yeah.
Or got injured or whatever.
Yeah.
That is so weird. Do you think somebody, like, try to... her be fully loaded ish, like, you know, James Dean is gonna come back and, you know,
I don't know.
Somebody tried to do some type of like witchcraft and then the car was just cursed forever.
I really don't know. I don't know, but the thing that is also weird to me is that, okay, so the car is going back to LA, and neither the truck with the car inside, the driver, or the car, the little bastard, has been seen since. This thing is a mystery. Like, the car is, nobody knows where that car is. Or what's left of the car, but nobody knows where it is. And I think that's really creepy too.
It is really creepy. I think it's just something... one of those like things that sounds like, you know, like a movie storyline where, you know, it's like, oh, when there's somebody in a little town, my grandfather has had this, you know, this car for so many years in the garage, and then they like find out that it's James Dean's little bastard, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But the other thing is that
I think it's something like that. Somebody like knew that it was just a hazard, and then they were like, we need to get rid of this. Like, nobody else can be in contact with this car, so they just like put it away somewhere.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, yeah, you're right. Like, somebody could say, oh, I've had this car in the garage since like ever, but it's not a car anymore. It's like scraps of metal because you can hardly call it a car anymore. So it's not like it wouldn't draw your attention, right?
Yeah. I think that maybe they destroyed it.
There's a theory also that says that somebody, like, poured cement on it and, like, threw it somewhere.
Yeah.
Because they knew.
Yeah, or, like, it's buried somewhere in cement?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very possible.
Yeah. But, I don't know. This one...
Sorry.
This one got to me. This one got to me a lot. I knew it was cursed. Like, even...
See, I was
even because of, like...
excited to listen to this one.
Like, even because of pop culture, I know it's cursed. But I didn't know it was like this bad.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like, oh, you get the car, you go bankrupt, things like that. You know? And I didn't know it vanished either.
Like those things, not like you're physically hurt, you might die.
I thought it was like, oh, you get a car and, you know, your wife shoots somebody and you go to jail. I don't know. But I never thought it was like, oh, you purchase the car, you die.
Yeah, like, you know, like the Curse of Atuk. It was like, you know, you might die right now of a heart attack, or you might, you know.
Right.
You might die 2 years later in a car crash.
In my mind, I remember John told me about, like, oh, he wanted to purchase a part. And I'm like, oh, it must be, like, in a museum somewhere. Like, maybe the Warrens have it in their, like, museum of cursed objects and shit like that.
It's possible.
But it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad it's gone. Because...
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that I think it's because of that they got rid of it. Like, they plotted to get rid of it because it was like, no, this can't be hurting anybody else anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it was, since the California Highway Patrol were the ones who did the exhibit, maybe it was them.
Yeah. Maybe they sold it to the government. Maybe the government has it. It's always the government.
You know what it is? Aliens.
It's aliens. Yeah.
And that's the story of James Dean. James Dean was 24. Can you imagine? And he was like a huge star by that time.
But he got to do only one thing, though.
No. He got to do
he only
a
got
lot
to
of
do one
movies.
thing, though. That's just Rebel Without a Cause, and that's it.
No, he did more.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all I know him for.
That's the one he's most known for.
Oh, okay.
Because in that one, he's like with the bad boy image, and he was like really hot.
Yeah.
And yeah. But no, he was in movies.
Nice. Oh, but that's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder if someday he'll, like, somebody will come out and be like, oh, I have James C's car.
Can you imagine?
That would
or
be
like they
kinda
know
cool.
where like their great grandfather like buried it or something, or what happened to it. Like they'll find it in a journal or something. That's what I imagine.
Yeah, but you know, you can't stop those stupid people who are gonna be like, oh, let's go get it.
And then they die, and then they're like, oh no, we gotta get rid of it again.
Okay, James Dean, at the moment he died, he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies.
Oh my god.
And he was in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 plus TV shows.
Really? See, I didn't even know that. I don't know a lot about James Dean, actually.
I just know him by reputation.
Yeah.
But he was 24. Can you imagine? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Because I thought he was older when he died.
Mhm. You can still go see where the crash was.
Really?
And there's like a little memorial there, and it's like in the middle of the highway.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love to see that one day. Just go and be like,
we should go to California. I want to go to California. You want to meet up there? Let's go right now.
Sure. So Jan and I, we want to do a road trip, like a cross country road trip from starting in Jersey all the way to California. Nice. But we want to visit every creepy place. Like we want to go to the Louisiana House. We want to go to Zach Bagans' museum. We want to go to the Museum of Death. We want to go to the Warrens. We want to go all those places.
My dream is to go to the Warrens Museum. Haunted Museum.
Me too.
We should do that. You know that it's easier for me to travel to New York.
But it's creepy to me to go there.
Why? Oh, because of Annabelle?
No, not just Annabelle, but like
everything else.
I wouldn't want to touch anything, and I wouldn't want to like.
I don't think you're supposed to touch anything. I wonder if they make you sign a waiver.
I don't think so, but I know you can stay the night. You pay like a certain kind of money, and you can stay inside the I think it's like a little place. But
can we please do that?
No, I am not doing that. You can do it with John. I have no problem if you like want to stay in that place with John. I have seriously no problem.
Oh my god! You know what?
But I will wait at a hotel like very far away.
I would do that because he's a skeptic, right? Is he?
Oh yeah.
Huge, yeah. And so that will actually calm me down, because if something happens that I do get scared, because I like getting scared because of the adrenaline. That's why I like getting scared. I mean, that's what I tell myself. But I would like, because if anything happens that will like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, I'm so scared, he would find an explanation for it. So I'll be like, oh, okay. So I feel like I'll survive the night with somebody like him.
I've heard so many stories about people like taunting the Annabelle doll and then going outside and like dying in an accident, okay?
Oh, no. I would be so respectful. I'd be like, you want some tea? How you look so pretty? Are you comfortable in there?
Hello, can I get you anything? Like, oh my god.
It's like, you know, like Robert the Doll, you have to like ask for permission before taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah. But John is like, oh, I'm gonna go and like knock on the glass, and I'm like, no, you're crazy. Like,
no.
And
because you're with him, so if something happens, you'll be there.
There's a house in Louisiana that he brought to my attention that I didn't know about, that has like a cursed mirror inside.
Okay.
And it used to be like a slave
like a plantation?
Like a plantation. There were slaves there, and like a bunch of bad things happened, and now it's a bed and breakfast, and so we want to actually stay there.
Sorry, I got super excited. I am going to add myself to this trip.
Okay, you can go on the trip. And we want to go to Lizzie Borden's house because it's also a bed and breakfast, and we want to stay at the Cecil Hotel.
Yes. No, but the Cecil Hotel is closed now, though. Oh, no, they renovated it. They really reopened it. Yeah.
Yeah. We want to stay everywhere. Everywhere that's creepy, we want to go. Am I going to have a panic attack 2 hours into the road trip? Probably, but I'm going to commit.
Well, my end game would be... Well, all those places that you mentioned, yes. But I really, really, really want to go to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum, because that's like my absolute dream. Not absolute dream. I think the Warrens Museum first, because I admired them so much. And plus, well, what's her name? Lorraine Warren she's still alive, right? But she's barely there, they say.
Yeah, she's rarely there.
Yeah.
I think her...
daughter, I think?
I think it's her grandchild that's there.
Okay.
And the other dream of mine is to go to the Museum of Death, the one where they have the thing, like the serial killer things.
You sent me a link about that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Charles Manson exhibition and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
cool.
fun. Yeah. Wow, we really went off topic.
I know.
Yeah, so let's end it, because I don't know what else to say. Okay, social media. You can follow us at Twitter and Instagram and everywhere. That's it. Undercover Coven, and our email is...
at undercovercoven@gmail.com. Sorry, undercovercoven@gmail.com. And we forgot to shout out, was it Angela that emailed us?
Oh, Angela from Murder on Our Minds.
Yeah. It was Angela.
Angie.
She emailed
Angie.
Angie.
Thank you so much for filling our inbox.
Thank you.
I was like, an email? What is this sorcery?
So see, begging works.
Yes, please. Did we do? Yes, we did social media. We did the email. Have a great week, because it's Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, happy Valentine's Day, because it was yesterday. We're recording on the 15th.
Right, happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate Valentine's Day. If you don't, then happy Love Day and all types of love.
Just happy Thursday. I hope you had a good Thursday.
Yeah. And see you later, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.